channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm back with an Empties video. That's about it for my intro. We're gonna get right into it. Alright, so first product I have here, no particular order, I'm just gonna be grabbing them out of my trash can, is the IT Cosmetics Miracle Water. This is basically their type of micellar water. It's an anti-aging 3-in-1 glow tonic, skin brightening, radiance booster, anti-aging treatment essence, skin softening micellar water. Now I do believe this is kind of expensive. IT Cosmetics is a little bit more expensive brand, but I do really like this. Right now I'm not actually going to be repurchasing it because I do have kind of like a deluxe sample size. It's about like this big, but this lasts so long, so I don't really need to with that little backup, and I only really use it when I'm removing glitter makeup. So I do have like a little Instagram clip that I filmed a long time ago I can put here so you guys can see how I use it. And so for that reason, like this lasted me like more than a year, and I just finally finished it up. But I will say that I have tried other micellar waters, and I do think out of the ones I've tried, I really like this one a lot. I feel like it's really gentle because I really only use it on my eyes when I'm removing glitter makeup. I appreciate that it's gentle. It does not sting my eyes, whereas the other micellar waters I have tried do sting my eyes. Of course, the ones I've tried were from the drugstore. So that's just my experience. I really like this, and I would recommend because I do feel like, at least for me, a little bit goes a long way. And when I need to purchase more, I might probably go ahead and gravitate towards picking this up, but at this moment I don't need more. So that's really the only reason I'm not picking it up, but yeah, I really do like this. Next up, I have two setting sprays. I always have setting spray in my Empties video because I use setting spray like crazy, but I have the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. I do have an affiliate code with Gerard Cosmetics that I believe saves you 30%. I think it's just Agape. I'll put it on the screen and the description box if you are interested in checking it out. They have all kinds of different scents. This one was the grapefruit one, and I will say that I liked it. I mean, it works just as good as the other ones, but as far as the scent, I didn't like the grapefruit one as much. And also, I don't know if it's because it's citrusy and there's something a little bit different about with the scent, but I found that if I open my eyes, which you shouldn't really open your eyes when you're spraying setting spray, but even just after you're spraying and just kind of opening my eyes thinking it would settle, this kind of stung my eyes a little bit if it happened to get in my eyes, so I didn't really like that. I don't find that that happened with some of the other Slay All Day setting sprays, but with this grapefruit one, it did. So I wouldn't personally recommend or purchase the grapefruit one again, but there are other scents. The peach one especially is my favorite that I really love. And the Slay All Day setting sprays are more of a matte formula. So, and then I also have the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray. Normally I always have the all-nighter setting spray, and I really like that one, and I was just curious like if the De-Slick one is different because it's I think it's supposed to be more of an oil control, but personally I didn't find it to be that different than the all-nighter. I really don't know. I haven't really looked into the ingredients to see what exactly is different and how much it's different. And also something to know is not that I get super oily or anything. I have more combo leaning dry skin, but still I was just really curious because I do sometimes get a little bit of oiliness in the T-zone, but I don't know, I didn't find this to be that different from the all-nighter. I don't know. But that being said, I love the Urban Decay setting sprays. They are one of the best, so I love them regardless. Next up, I have some more makeup removing products. I have the Derma E Essentials Nourishing Rose Cleansing Oil with argan and jojoba oils. I really like this oil makeup remover a lot. I've talked about it before. This is one that I repurchased myself. I did receive one in PR, and I fell in love with it. And before I could finish it up, it actually ended up spilling all over my travel case when I was traveling home from Ohio, and so I had about half of it and the rest of it completely spilled or something like that. I know a lot of it spilled out, and so anyways, I loved it so much that I did repurchase it, and I really like it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite because it is an oil, so it is going to leave a little bit of a you know, that greasy feeling on your hands. So you definitely do need a cleanser or soap and water to remove that feeling, but I feel like it does a really good job. I do about 3 or 4 pumps, and that really helps remove my makeup, dissolve waterproof makeup and everything like that, and I feel like it does a really good job. I also just love that it has argan and jojoba oils in it that just helps to soften and moisturize and smooth the skin. So it is one of my favorite makeup removers. Now, I don't need to purchase another one because I actually ended up getting another one in PR. So, but just so you guys know, this is one that I liked enough that I had purchased myself too. So I already have another one to use, so I won't need to purchase another one just yet. Next up from Derma is their Anti-Wrinkle Cleanser. This is a really big cleanser. It's 6 fluid ounces. I really like Derma products. I find that they are pretty reasonably priced. And of course, another perk is that they are vegan, they're cruelty-free. Now, while I'm not vegan, obviously I still appreciate brands and products that are, so that I can share that with you and those of you guys who are. Anyways, and it's usually hard to find skincare that is, you know, cruelty-free, vegan, as well as affordable, and that works really well. And Derma is just a brand that I really like. Anyways, this is a really nice cleanser. I really enjoyed using it. I feel like it does a good job at cleansing the skin, foaming up, and all that stuff. And I also was actually sent a backup of this in PR, so I have that to go through. And then another makeup removing product. This is a little sample size of the Pixi Makeup Melting Cleansing Cloths. I do think these are really, really nice, but I think, if I'm remembering correctly, they're like $10 or so for about 30 or 40 wipes, and so I'm like, I'm okay about not getting them. They're nice, but I really prefer either the Walmart Equate brand ones, because that's like just the most affordable option, or like I mentioned before, I've been purchasing the Ulta Beauty brand ones because it helps with getting Ulta points and things like that, but also I really think they are great makeup wipes. They do a really fabulous job and just kind of are a little step up, a notch up if you're willing to pay a little bit more money. So anyways, I wouldn't purchase this myself, but I did receive these in PR, mentioned these in my testing Pixi Beauty products. If you would like to see that, I do have a video testing lots of Pixi Beauty products. So if you want to see that, I will have it linked in the eye. Alright, I have a couple more like body care products, and then I actually have quite a bit of makeup empties that I'm so excited to share about. So next up I have the Southern Comforts West Memphis Sweater Weather. This was like a body sugar scrub, and I used to be like an affiliate and promoter for Southern Comforts fragrances. They have fragrances as well as bath and body care, and I believe they are also, I know they're cruelty free, maybe vegan as well. I don't quite remember for sure, but anyways, they have some really great products. The West Memphis Sweater Weather was my favorite scent. It's like a really rich, sweet, vanilla-y type kind of scent, and I love it. And I really actually recommend their sugar body scrub, body soap sugar scrub. I can't remember exactly what it's called because there's no label, but I'll have it linked. I'll find it and I'll link it. It's really rich and amazing, and it really helps to give you a nice exfoliation. It's very gentle, but also like thick enough to really give you a good scrub, you know what I mean? I really like it. They're really great. Definitely recommend checking them out. And then last up for a body care, I have this razor. This is the Aveline razor I mentioned in a Beauty Rewind video a couple months back. And I'm actually not going to throw the whole thing away. I just brought it to show you, to remind you. But this actually pops off. There's a little button back here. You just kind of push it and this comes out. But I was actually sent this for free for review, and I actually ended up really liking it. Aside from the one downside I felt like is that I wish it were just the handle was a little bit longer, but aside from that, I think it's great. Now the Aveline razor is very unique in that it has a little holder like this. You could hold it all different kinds of ways, like this, just however you want to hold it. As well, like the blade like tilts back and forth. It goes forward and back. It has this little bit that, you know, flexes, so it can move a lot, really, you know, over every curve and edge of your body. It was specifically designed for women, so it's a really neat and unique razor that I just really love. And the razor part of it actually lasts quite a long time, and so I actually liked it enough that I actually am buying a refill package for Refeel. Why do I always say things so funny? Anyways, I'm buying a refill package for them. The refills cost $12, and you get 4 you know, razor cartridges, which I actually think is a really good deal. I think I mentioned in my Beauty Rewind video that I felt like it was kind of a little bit expensive, but that's kind of thinking off of me. I'm the type of person who typically buys disposable razors, which are really cheap, which typically don't last as long, and so that I spend like, I don't know, $5 for 4 razors or something like that, so that's crazy cheap. And so to me, I felt like, ooh, $12 is kind of a lot, but as long as that lasted me, I used that razor for 2 months, and before it started feeling like, okay, I need to get a new razor, it's getting dull, and so I feel like that's a really good deal, and so I definitely am buying the refill pack. And so anyways, I wanted to mention this too because I did look back on my emails with the company, and they had said they would give a 20% discount code for myself as well as my viewers. So if you were interested in checking out the Aveline razor and want to pick it up, you get 10 or 20% off. I believe the code is future, and there's no expiration date as far as I know, but I'll have the code for sure on the screen as usual, as well as in the description box if that's something you want to check out. Alright, I'm excited to move on to makeup. So the first thing I have to show you, none of you guys are going to be surprised by this, I'm sure, but it is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores bronzer. Finally used this bad boy up and I actually did repurchase a brand new one because I just love this bronzer. Now I know this bronzer will not be everybody's cup of tea because it is, and I already bought and have the new one here. Let me show you the side by side. Wow. Anyways, so this bronzer is a little bit more on the orangey side, but for my skin tone that works. I mean, it's not orange as you can see, but for some people it might look a little bit orange. Additionally, it does have the slightest bit of shimmer to it. Now I don't feel like it puts glitter on my skin or makes me look shiny. It's not highlighter like. It just gives a nice glow to the skin, I think, and most of the time it's not even that noticeable, but I know people have mentioned that they don't like that it has kind of a glow to it, and it's actually kind of light if you look at it, but it just looks perfect on my skin. So I don't even know if you can see it because that's the first time I'm actually even dipping into it using my finger. But anyways, it gives me such a natural just warmth to my skin that I really love for using as like my contour and things like that. So I could not be without it. The formula is just so soft and smooth and just beautiful, so I had to repurchase. And then next up, another bronzer from IT Cosmetics. This is their Sunshine in a Compact Bronzer, which is what I kind of was working on after I finished up the Bye Bye Pores bronzer. Now, this is another bronzer that is much more of a warmer, kind of orangey tone, but again, it works for me. It works for my skin tone. The difference between that one and this one is that this one is a matte bronzer, and it's huge. I mean, just look at it in comparison. It's ginormous. And I really love this. Again, I feel like the formula is really soft and smooth, easy to work with. It's actually what I have on my face today, except for not this specific one. I didn't repurchase this one because I already kind of have a backup of it. So that's what I brought over to show. This is what's on my face today. I have the Je ne sais quoi palette that has the bronzer, and this is that same Sunshine in the Compact bronzer. This is actually what I have on my face today because I'm wearing the Confidence in a foundation on my face today, and I decided just to go and use all IT Cosmetics products. So I did use this bronzer, this blush, this Illuminizer, and then their Bye Bye Pores pressed powder to set my face today. Anyways, I really love this bronzer so much. It was kind of one of my go-tos before the Bye Bye Pores bronzer, but I think I love the Bye Bye Pores bronzer just a touch more. Next up, I actually have another product from IT Cosmetics, and I finished up their, this looks so beat up, it's crazy, but their CC cream. I'm in the shade medium, and I actually ended up kind of pulling it apart just to get the last bit out because, you know what's funny? I actually thought that because this is like a squeezy pump tube, that it had like a long, you know, most things have like a little long straw, like a setting spray does that goes down to all the product. It doesn't. So I was thinking like I could kind of like try to get the product out. No, you kind of have to pull it apart to get all the last bit of it out. But I did because I really love this CC cream. It's not one you see me use all the time just because I'm constantly trying out new products, new foundations and things like that. But it is one that I would reach for here and there, you know, off camera in my day-to-day life. I really like the coverage of this. I think it's beautiful. It wears well. I think it's just a classic favorite that I just really love. And I don't think at this time I will repurchase just because I don't need foundations, and I've been purchasing foundations just because I want to review them and test them out, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like trying to tell myself no more foundations. because I want to try to use up a few more before I purchase any more foundations. But that is one that I really like and would recommend. All right, so let's go and move on. I actually have a concealer as well that I used up, and this is the Dahle 10 HydraLux concealer in the shade medium. You guys have seen me use this a ton on my channel. I really love this, and it looks like there's a little bit in there. It's pretty much gone. I'm not sure if you can tell. I just tried to scrape the edges to get as much out as I can, but I actually really like this concealer. At first I wasn't sure because I thought like, I don't know if it's giving me the coverage really that I desire for my dark circles, but I am just really loving it. This ended up being a concealer that I gravitated towards and used all the time on camera as well as off camera. I'm not sure because it does have claims it's supposed to help your dark circles and things like that and help eye care and things like that. So I don't know if it's because of that it really started actually helping to, you know, diminish dark circles and really enhance the look of my eyes. Maybe it was that, I'm not sure, but I just loved the way this looked. I loved the way it wore. I always use this when I was doing eye looks and stuff like that too on my lids as kind of like my base or my primer, and it's just a really, really great concealer. And I actually do have another one because I was sent two of them in PR, the medium and then the light medium, so I'm not going to purchase again just yet because I do have that one to go through. But I'm also trying to work through a few other concealers before I even open this one up. But I really, really like this concealer a lot more than I actually thought I would. Especially initially, I wasn't sure if it was going to be one that I really liked or gravitated towards, but it was. It ended up being one I just reached for over and over and over again, clearly because I used it up. So here it is. All right, and just two more products. These last two products are actually powders, and the first one is the RCMA No Color Powder. I'm actually shocked. I mean, there's so much product in here, and I finished it up. I'm kind of proud of myself. But this was a powder that I did reach for quite often. It was often a go-to of mine. It was either this or the Milani multitasker powder, which is a pressed one, or for loose I would use the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, but I kind of always gravitated towards this one because it's a little bit cheaper, and the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder is one I really, really love and didn't want to finish using up, but I'm actually almost done with that one too, so that'll be coming up, I'm sure, in a future Empties video soon, but I've kind of just been babying it and saving it for special occasions, which is silly. But I know it's coming up in one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty deals for half off, so I might actually purchase it then, but I'm not sure because I'm kind of going back and forth because I did a video, which is probably already up, of what I plan to buy at iMats, and I'm kind of looking at possibly, if they are there, purchasing some setting powders from Too Faced to try because I'm really curious about those. But I think even still, I might go ahead and grab the Cover FX one from Ulta 21 Days of Beauty just because it's on sale and because I know I really like it. But anyways, I'm going off tangent really badly, but I really, really like this powder, and I actually do plan to repurchase. I know RCMA is going to be at iMats, so that is actually one of the things I plan to repurchase when I go there. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys ever notice or wonder why I tend to kind of stare off over this way whenever I talk about my makeup and I'm like mentioning something. Like I was talking about the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder and I was like looking over here like I was looking at it because I actually was. My dresser with that has all my makeup on top of it is like literally right in front of me, and sometimes when I talk about products I will look at them. So that's what I'm doing if you were ever curious. Alright, so let's move on to the very last makeup product, and this is the Urban Decay. Gosh, all my stuff is so embarrassingly dirty, but this is the Urban Decay Illuminizer Translucent Pressed Beauty Powder. I love this stuff so much. I didn't use this as a powder for all over my face. If you guys are familiar with some of my videos, you've seen me do this before. I would use it with a beauty sponge to set under my eyes because, and I have a little bit here, which I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see, but this gives like a little bit of a luminosity. I don't think you can see it. There's not enough here for me to be able to show you. Maybe a little bit, I don't know, but I just love this. It's so finely milled and so soft, and just has the right amount of just brightness to the skin, and as well, I wouldn't say coverage, but I felt like I just loved the way this looked when I set my concealer with it. I just thought it looked so good and really helped the look of my dark circles, just brighten them up. So I really, really love this stuff. I think it's like $34, so I'm kind of on the fence about repurchasing because lately what I've been trying to use instead of this is the It Cosmetics CC Powder Illumination. I can't remember if that's the exact word. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. That I have that, and I kind of use it somewhat similar to the way I use this, but the difference between this and that is this is more of a translucent pressed beauty powder, so it's like a really fine setting powder, a veil almost, and then the CC one is more like a powder foundation, so it's a bit heavier coverage. What I find similar about it is that it has a little bit of luminosity, a little bit of illumination that helps my under eye circles, but the It Cosmetics one, since it is more like a powder foundation, it's pretty heavy, so it can tend to make my under eyes look cakey if I'm not careful. So I don't know, that's why I'm kind of on the fence, like should I just use up what I have and try to make it work or purchase this again? I'm not sure. I really want to. I kind of think this is actually in my cart, my Ulta cart right now. I'm just like on the fence. The other thing I was considering purchasing is the e.l.f. HD under eye setting powder, because that's a loose powder and it's just a little jar of it, but I remember it kind of has a similar effect to what this does. And I remember way back in the day, if you guys have been subscribed to me for a long time, you may remember this little special concoction I would do. I would mix that HD setting powder from e.l.f. with the Ben Nye banana powder and do that, and that was my special little under eye setting powder that I fell in love with. And so I'm kind of considering maybe picking up the e.l.f. that setting powder too and putting that into use again, because it's a cheaper option, and I'll see how I feel about it and see if maybe that can be a cheaper alternative for me. Or maybe I'll just get both, because I don't know, I just am greedy like that. I'm not sure. So anyways, point being is I love this stuff. I kind of want to repurchase, but I'm kind of unsure. I might hold off and try some other things first, try some more affordable options, see what I think. But anyways, with that being said, that was it for my Empties video this month. Try to keep it brief, you know, I really did, but also I was really excited with all the makeup products I used up this month. I'm so proud of myself. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments about the products I tried, let me know. I'd love to answer them in the comment section. But yeah, that is it. Thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!